Welcome to the Iron Couch. We just watched Season 6, Episode 3 of Game of Thrones, and we have some thoughts that we'd like to share with you.
We have a special guest today.
We have a special guest today. This is Philly.
I don't know how special I am, but alright.
He's very special.
Very special.
He went to college with all of us. Turns out, we all figured out different ways that we knew Philly tonight.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like we just ran into him.
No, I mean we've known him for a long time, and then they were like, "Oh, we know you from this place."
Basically, I found him in a ditch last night. I brought him here.
You
were all good.
Hey, this college with us. Let's get you out of here and bring you inside. Get you cleaned up.
So, guest star Philly.
Yeah.
Let's begin.
Let's begin.
And we're gonna go by region this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I have it all mapped out because we really hopped around last time because we got real excited.
Yeah.
This time we have a set plan. So, S06, go.
Daenerys.
Let's start there.
Didn't really do a whole lot.
No.
Well,
Yeah, she's in the Vice Dothrak retirement home.
And that lady, my one thought was that old woman was like, listen, we've all been there, okay? We all thought we were gonna conquer the world, and we didn't. So get over yourself. And I was like, what if she, unites them?
Yeah.
And is like, let's conquer the world together. All of the widows. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. We'll see. I have some thoughts about that later, but in the kind of next season, or next episode preview, it looks like we're gonna need a little bit more of where that's going next week.
Because she just kind of did some walking. We saw a horse statue, and then
actually Jessica thought that we had already seen some of this stuff. It was just because so much of it was in the trailer.
Yeah, I was like, wait, wasn't this from the last episode? Are they just repeating stuff? But no, it's just
not a whole lot this time, but it looks like we'll get a lot more.
I would say of the episode, we had 3 minutes with her in it.
Yeah.
Maybe
not a
3,
lot.
maybe 5 at the most.
It was very short.
It's
Marine,
setting up for something.
In Marine, there's a little bit more. Varys is really taking control. Basically, just overthrew the Harpies.
He's establishing more little birds and getting rid of the big birds.
Yeah. It was very much an insight into how Varys works.
I like that. I like how he, because throughout the books and throughout the show, it's just he knows things, but now you know how he knows things.
Yeah, he's like, I have little birds. Like, where are you getting these?
I'm going to tell you everything, and then they explain it.
The world is your aviary. We get it.
I just have an image of him sitting on a nest.
Making eggs, that's where birds come from.
Chewing up the worms, spitting them out.
Baby bird.
What did Tyrion do this episode?
He tried to start a conversation.
Yeah, he made an awkward conversation. It was good.
He tried to play a drinking game with no alcohol. He doesn't know what to do.
It was a really
we've all
good
been
way.
there, right? Trying to play a drinking game and somebody isn't drinking, and it's well.
Usually it's me.
Yeah. It's
We're just drink water.
You do a good job with the horse racing game. I want to do that sometime on the boardroom.
We should.
That would be cool.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, we should do horse races.
Anyway. Stay tuned.
Yeah, because when that scene started, I just kind of started making fun of it, and I was like, what are you having? The turkey sub? What are you having? That awkward moment when, you're out to lunch with friends and you don't really know what to talk about.
Out to lunch with, coworkers you don't really know.
Yeah.
That was more what it was like.
I thought it was a good way to add some light humor in the episode, because, these have been, some very jam-packed, action-filled episodes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just been non-stop game-changing event.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of nice to have a little bit of some Tyrion wit in there, making fun of the fact that these people don't really know how to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
really,
they have had a very hard life. So it was kind of fun.
Moving on to a different part of Essos, Arya.
Yes.
We're gonna need a montage.
Yeah.
Thomas referred to it as the Eye of the Tiger scene.
I really want somebody to make a YouTube video of that scene with Eye of the Tiger playing.
Yeah.
I feel
like it wouldn't be hard.
No.
Why don't you do it?
We'll do it. That's what subtrendy is going to do.
Maybe.
You just promised that.
Yeah.
We're not committed to it.
Promised. my summer's pretty
The
free.
princess that was promised.
I'm
That was promised.
Actually,
Philly and I were talking, basically that was great because the whole Arya being blind thing was a chapter in the books, basically.
Yeah.
So
And
We got it out of the way.
I was really afraid that the whole season was just going to be her, oh, I'm blind and I'm learning how to fight with a stick. And,
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, all right, that's great. You're Daredevil now. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. She
Yeah.
can't be Matt Murdock now.
When
I
she
assume
hit
it's
the
going to
waif,
disappoint some people, mainly Andrew.
Yeah, I'm mad.
when she hit the waif in the face, I was like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting really tired of her. I hope she dies soon.
she's
think,
gonna
like-
get her comeuppance.
She just has a face.
I
She's
know.
got-
That's what
She
I
has a
does.
punchable face.
She has a very
really does.
punchable
Yeah.
face.
No, she was asking Arya, is there anyone else on your list? And I was just expecting Arya to be like, you.
I know. That's what I thought too. Like
That's what I wanted to.
the waif. Does Arya call her that? Is she like, hey, waif?
Does this girl have a name, by the way?
The girl has no name.
The girl has no
Her
name.
Girl has no name.
She does, yeah, that's
Her
a
title
very
is
good
actually, I
point.
think, just
Alright.
Waif. I think
Yeah.
that is her
Well,
name.
and she's kind of just different in the books. She's not nearly as aggressive and
Yeah.
willing to beat the crap out of Arya
Yeah.
like she is in
For
the show.
3 weeks in a row.
Just 3 weeks of just let me take my.
I tell you what though, that
Donatello
block
staff.
that Arya had, she didn't even hit her. It was just so satisfying. Just
When she was just like, boom.
boom.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
hitting me anymore. Yeah,
God,
that was
imagine how great it would be if she hit her.
She did hit her in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Did she? I thought
Yeah,
she
she
did.
blocked it.
Oh, yeah,
No,
that
she
was
she
smart.
got a hit in.
Did she get a hit?
I remember
I
it.
don't remember that. Okay, well I want a face hit.
It was a
was,
face
yeah.
hit.
Was it a
Across
face
the- yeah,
Were
right
you
there.
watching the episode?
Yes. Okay, I want to see it again.
It was really fast. It was like boom.
Okay, well I'm just gonna go back and watch this on repeat after this because that sounds great.
We just want her to stab her with needle is basically.
Basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Stick her with point in.
I want her to slice her stupid face off. That was a lot. I'm sorry.
Moving on.
Where are we going next,
Yeah,
Emily?
let's continue our journey.
Let's hop on our magic carpet.
Sam.
Oh,
Who's-
Sam.
who's
Okay.
on boat? He threw up
Sam
a lot.
Gilly.
Sam's on a boat thrown up, needs a puke basket. Alright, next.
He's a father.
Baby Sam looks like an actual human being.
Once
not just a
again,
baby
you
anymore.
would think that at this point, Gilly would realize that every time Sam says you're coming with me to a place, she's not really going to that place with him.
Yeah.
He keeps doing this, and she's like, "Where you go, I go," and then he's like, "Actually."
You can go hang out with my mom.
I like how she always just stands around making observations. She's like, did you know?
That's the thing.
Da, da, da,
People
da.
have read the books know this, but Sam's whole idea of I'll bring you to Hornhill, his relationship with his family is terrible.
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
know.
think that's a
His
good
father.
idea?
It's
Yeah.
his father
It's
that's
his
father's
father.
fault.
He's like,
This is
my
fine,
father's
but, this
bad,
is the
but my
society
mother and my
of Game
sister
of
are nice.
Thrones.
Yeah.
That's
It's
kind of
patriarchy.
the important relation there.
Do you think that they're gonna go and his father's gonna be like, well, screw you, and his mom and sister are gonna be like, no, screw you, we'll take care of her. No, his mom and his sister are gonna be like,
They'll hide her in a barn or
Sorry.
something.
Yeah.
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 You know.
Oh well, there's not really much to talk about.
He was on a boat.
He
Yeah.
threw up a lot. It was kind of gross.
Yeah.
It went from comical to okay, guys, we get it.
Yeah.
Really, it's exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah, exactly. Sam would get seasick.
Yeah.
Sam is like the Chucky from Rugrats.
Yes.
Game of
Oh my God,
Thrones,
he is.
you know?
Yes, it's just
To Jon Snow's Tommy.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna solve problems.
Okay. King's Landing.
Could you say
King's
Alistair is Angelica in that scenario?
Yeah, okay.
Oh
So,
yeah.
We'll get back to the wall eventually. But
So King's Landing. Once again, not a whole lot happened.
Oh god.
we had some confirmation. All right, we had some
Yes.
theories
Yeah.
that maybe
Yeah.
Sir Robert Strong. Okay, this is just me really getting out here because I have a lot of weird theories. But I was thinking maybe Sir
Embrace
Robert
the,
Strong was actually Robert Baratheon. I know a lot of people thought he was Sir Gregor, which we have confirmed now.
Now it is confirmed it is
Yes.
Sir Gregor.
It's not Bobby V.
It would be cool if it was
It's
Bobby
not
B,
Bobby B.
but no, it's not.
Bobby V?
Which it makes sense. That's
So
where
everybody
I
can
was
put your
going.
tinfoil hats down.
Yeah,
Bobby
yeah.
B.
Let's put it on.
But yeah, we got Franken Mountain
Yep.
confirmed,
Franken
Yeah.
Mountain.
which
He's all purpley.
gets
Now-
us ready for Clegane Bowl.
Yeah, now we're just waiting for another one of those.
I was about to
flowers.
say, do you think the Hound is gonna come up?
Wait, can we backtrack to
Finish.
Arya?
Oh. Yeah.
Didn't they say something in the episode where she's like, the Hound is dead, and they were
She's like, I left him to die, and he's like, smack!
they were like, smack, that's a lie,
Yeah, they
We
did.
did
They
it.
brought up the Hound along with the brothers, who we know that the brothers are alive. We know even John now. The only one that's dead is
Rob.
Rob. So
Good old Bobby.
whatever. He's been dead for.
But
a
we'll
while.
get to that.
But anyway, King's Landing. Franken Mountain.
So Jamie and Cersei walked into the council and they were like, we've got this, we're taking control, and like everyone left and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was really good.
They have gotten like Varys' birds though. We were talking about the birds.
Yeah, they did get
Yeah.
very. Qyburn did.
Yeah, Qyburn has gotten the
Qyburn.
birds pretty well under his control.
By giving them candy.
No, I mean Jamie and Cersei are kind of getting their ducks in a row. You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
trying
they-
Something gonna
to,
happen.
but like,
Something's gonna
Yeah, they have some stuff up their sleeves. I don't really know what Tommen's doing because Tommen like went up to the High Sparrow and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna confront you," and then the High
he gave, like,
Sparrow was
a
just
lecture.
like, "Oh, are you really going to? Well, let me spew a bunch
there
of
was a lot of talk
things."
about like mothers and moms
Yeah.
and motherly
Which
aspects.
convenient for today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is sad
Happy
because like.
Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
And the High Sparrow was just basically like, you know your mom's crazy, right?
Wink.
But you know who's not crazy? Mother God.
What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Like the
Like
mother
of the seven.
of the seven gods, Mother
okay.
God. So yeah, come hang out with her with me.
Whenever he's like, oh, can I sit down? We were all like, oh, don't sit down.
Yeah, like
I was only like, I've seen Tom
It was
more
very
in the trailer,
stressful.
so
It
it'll
was
be okay.
tense.
It was
But
very
There
tense.
was like this tension.
I was
there.
like,
it
you
was,
sit
it was
down
a
there,
weird,
you're
I
gonna
think there was
die.
a weird amount of like what's
I
going
think
on.
like,
the
okay.
confrontation overall was kind of.
Tommen
like,
is
a
on
letdown.
my list of people who I think is going to die.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
It was a safe bet.
I just really don't want him to though, because I'm just like, oh, you're just a poor little baby. Like you're kind of dumb, but you don't deserve it.
So was Marcella, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
she gurgled on
Tommen
some.
is just so freaking gullible. Like that's gonna be his downfall. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like anytime anybody says anything to him, he's just like, oh yeah, you have a point, and like he just
I
ends
just, like-
whatever he's doing.
How is he a Lannister? Like, he's
I know.
Can I say, before we move on, one thing? I kind of miss Joffrey for once. I was like, in this situation, Joffrey would have taken his crossbow and shot the High Sparrow. Not
But-
shot the High Sparrow.
shot, he said.
And, you know, I mean,
Joffrey
like,
would have never let the High Sparrow become a problem in the first
yeah,
place.
no, I
So,
mean, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. But
Okay.
it's just, it was weird, you know? Like,
It is, yeah.
Right.
Because there are certain times, yeah, I definitely agree. Because whenever you said that during the episode, I thought the same thing. I was like, man, yeah, a little bit of assertive force here.
yeah. Tommen's just so inept.
It's
Yeah.
like he
I
just
like him.
tried so
He's a nice
hard.
dude. I would be friends with Tommen.
Yeah.
So up next is Winterfell.
All right.
Yeah.
We're slowly getting into the deeper stuff.
We finally saw King Rickon, who,
Yep.
for background, since season 1, I believe that King Rickon will sit the Iron Throne because he's just there, and they wouldn't just make him a character if he
I
didn't
won't
do
need to
anything.
hear this
Huh?
later. I won't need to hear this.
Yeah,
later.
no, King Rickon.
No, go ahead and talk about that just a little
Yeah,
bit.
go
No,
ahead. I mean, honestly,
my theory
This
is
show is
strictly.
not for like us giving a recap because we're assuming
Yeah.
they saw the
No.
episode.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is our time to talk about
Bring
stuff.
out the whiteboard. Show
Honestly,
Yeah.
like, the only reason I think Rickon will sit the Iron Throne is, one, it's so unlikely, and two, he doesn't exist. Like, he serves no purpose as a character right now.
I'm curious
And he never has.
how many of our viewers right now, like, comment if you don't even remember who Rickon was. Like,
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, like, who's this other child? Like, why is he important? But yeah,
Who is this young curly-haired lad?
but yeah, my king Rickon showed up, and Shaggy
With
Dog.
Osha.
We saw Osha and Shaggy Dog's head.
Yeah, that was sad.
So that's another direwolf down.
So
Ghost
how
is-
many
Ghost is the only
direwolves
one.
are we at? Can we get like a direwolf count at the bottom of this?
Someone
Ghost-
do that later. Direwolves.
Yes.
Ghost and Nymeria are still alive.
That's the only two.
Yep.
Nymeria is theoretically still alive.
Yeah,
Well, she's the-
Nymeria had
well,
a run.
Unless she randomly died in the wilderness, which would just be
Well, last time, at least in the books, last time we saw her was when she pulled Lady Stoneheart's body from the river, or the boat.
right.
So she's still alive in the books.
Which was just great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 2 direwolves out of 5, 6?
Yeah, that was actually part of that theory that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
But
the
yeah,
wolf dies,
we talked about that last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. So, yeah, my King Rickon, and R.I.P. Shaggy Dog. May
So,
he
yeah,
ever
we don't
hunt-
really know-
Ramsay's trying to be like really diplomatic and he's just not.
He's not very good at it.
No.
Ramsay with the Umbers is interesting.
And the Karstarks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Umbers and Karstarks. He thinks he's got the Manderleys too that he mentioned last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
think
looking
he's
forward to
standing a
seeing
chance with the
Wyman.
Manderleys.
It's
I think that's gonna
Was
really
it
stab him in the back
Wyman?
later. We'll see.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
that's the Manderley guy.
Yeah.
Which one?
Wyman,
Yeah.
the big guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He doesn't have a chance with the Manderleys. I think he's really kind of being nice.
No, because
I think that
well,
people-
you know.
I mean, the Boltons have a reputation for being skeezy.
I mean, and everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's
They
what I'm saying.
kill
Like, people know
Rob.
that. Yeah,
Their
people know
sigil
that.
is a flayed man.
Yeah.
It seems like
That's not-
everyone
that's not
like
a
loves
slice of
the
bacon
Starks and yeah, I agree with you. Like the Boltons have a reputation, so it's like
The North took a
Yeah.
serious 180 with Ramsay never rising to power.
What do we think now that he has Rickon? Like, what is that going to change? Is Sansa in the clear? Like, what's like?
He's gonna torture the hell out of Rickon.
Do you think
Yeah.
so?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he will.
I think
I
he's
don't think
honestly
s-
gonna forget about Rickon, like everyone else.
You know, he's like got him in the dungeon. He's like, oh yeah.
Next episode is gonna be like, wait, who? Like,
I think it's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I would say I almost feel like maybe Ramsay will turn on like, I mean, he's been using a lot of vinegar lately. Maybe some honey.
That's how I feel. That's
Yes.
what
Ramsay
I
has
I
any
feel
honey.
like
No, I
Ramsay
think Ramsay thinks
potentially
he does.
realized maybe Sansa's gone for good,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna get that Stark connection back.
Mhm.
So maybe he'll try to sweeten Rickon and
no.
get him
I
on
could've
his
married
side.
Rickon.
I strongly disagree because Ramsay's one of those people, like, when his things get taken away, he wants them back. He's possessive.
He
When
is.
He lost his
He
Theon.
is, but like also
His
he's
Theon.
smart.
He's smart, but he's also obsessive.
He is
It's
obsessive,
true.
but at the same time, like, I think he's beginning to realize, especially after murdering his father and everything like that, like, the tides are kind of changing a little bit, and he has to really start, like, reevaluate what he's doing.
I
He
agree
can't
with
just
you.
have these, like, little passing fancies and be like, no, I need to get this back.
Like he probably
He's too
is now
resourceful
realizing
for
that
that.
he shouldn't have treated Sansa the way that he
Yeah.
did, because then what did she do? She ran away, and now he is screwed over.
I'm on the other side of the fence on that one.
I think that the Rickon stuff is a complete just, well, we had to talk about him because the books, nobody knows what happened. So here they are. They'll be in the dungeon for most of the season. It's going to be Ramsay going after Jon now. I think that that's going to be it just because
Yeah.
Jon and Ramsay are just such great
Foils
180s of each other.
yeah.
You have the bastard who is the noble, then you have the bastard
Who is a bastard.
a psychopath.
Which,
Yeah.
speaking of John, we will get to him eventually.
Yeah.
We know he's back.
What happened with it?
I think that's pretty much it as far as Ramsay goes.
I think so.
Let's move on to Bran.
Yeah.
They teased us this week. How many of you guys were mad about this? Because it was so close.
I mean,
I knew, like, we went into it and I was like, they're gonna cut off.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were
They're not
talking
gonna
about
show
that.
R plus L equals J. Or
Just
whatever
because
it is,
we're
R
like,
plus
you
L
know, they've been
equals
really giving
10,
it to us.
whatever.
Like they're probably just gonna give us the whole scene and really do it for us. And they
I know. They had it.
seeing
They
Arthur Dane show up though,
He was.
that was awesome.
That was the big reveal of this episode, I think, is the
Mhm.
whole Arthur Dane versus Eddard thing. We've got Eddard, who we've always thought just kind of bested Arthur Dane, but that's not really what we saw.
No.
this
Arthur
time.
Dane shows up double fisting broadswords.
Yeah.
And just all over the place.
Which I actually, okay, this is me kind of nerding out a little bit. Arthur Dane was supposed to hold like the Sword of the Morning and everything.
Yep.
Him holding two swords just kind of didn't really do it for me. Like, I just wanted to see him hold like the Sword of the Morning and just own it. You know?
Yeah.
An
That's
extension
what
of himself almost, yeah.
yeah, like him with two, like, what is the other one? Who cares about that
Sword
one?
of the-
Right.
Evening.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like,
Yeah, like-
one of those things, it's like when they were going to film it, I feel like they're like, oh, two seems cooler on camera.
But it worked, you know, it worked.
It
The
did
fight
work.
scene was great.
We saw Helen
But
Reed.
I think that to go on,
We
back
did,
to that
yes.
point though, about the whole Eddard versus, I can't think of his-
Arthur.
yeah, Arthur. No, I think that it is actually like a really big thing. I feel like it's very easy to dismiss it because it wasn't necessarily the scene that we were looking for. We didn't see John's birth confirmed. But at the same time, like, Eddard has always been a morally upstanding person, and this kind of shakes that foundation for him, especially for his son.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And can I get on a tangent a little bit right now?
yeah.
I talked
So-
about King Rickon.
No, we've got, so
King
we've got
Rickon.
Eddard, and he's always kind of stood as this, you know, morally upstanding person. Like, Western values basically embody Eddard Stark.
Yes.
And then on the other hand, you've got Khal Drogo in the first season, who embodies a whole other set of very
Yes.
strong values. Not necessarily Western values, a little bit.
Can we
but-
make like one of those D&D alignment charts? That's what needs to be
No,
made of this.
absolutely. That's
'Cause,
what
like,
they are.
Definitely. That is definitely what this is.
They are the strongest, and that's the whole point of the first book and season, is that they don't win because they just stand too much for those values and they get taken out. We've talked a little bit, we talked while we were watching this, how Jason Momoa has been talking about maybe filming again with D.B. Weiss. And
I
Game
mean,
of
if
Thrones.
you
He
don't
might
know
come
yet,
back.
like Jason Momoa is my man.
Thomas is a
so-
fan, but
Go on.
We were just Emily and I were just talking lately about how it'd be interesting because the first season is just like these are the values that you guys hold as a society, and they don't get you anywhere in Westeros. You get killed, it's over. That's it.
Kilt.
If at the end of the series though, it might be interesting if they bring them back somehow. I don't know how. Jon Snow's back now. Who
Yeah.
knows now? You know,
Yeah.
if they bring them back. And they say, you know, this world is dark. It's dark, but you know, in the end, good does prevail. Like, it does, and, you know, I'm not saying it'll happen, but if it does, that would be very cool.
Ned lost his head. I don't think that's like...
No, Ned lost his head, but in the book, it's much more ambiguous.
That's true.
No one, like, well, at least none of the perspective chapters actually sees Ned die.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read it, it's actually very specifically ambiguous.
You got your tinfoil hat on tight tonight.
I know, yeah, he does.
I don't know.
Next time we're making you an actual hat. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a tinfoil hat, set it on the table,
Oh, I always
and
have
whenever
a tinfoil
you
hat.
or
I just hide it when
Taylor
Taylor's around. Yeah.
whenever you or Taylor talks, you have to put the tinfoil hat on.
Please, that'd be great.
Back to
That
the
would be great.
values. I don't think that the values will translate because I think that a lot of the chapters were perspective. The show's a little different, but the source material is perspective. So it's what people remember, what they think is important. Whenever in reality, you know,
Ooh.
everybody may it's typical.
Now we're
everything.
getting to like unreliable
Nostalgia,
narrators.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
that's
love
it.
That's what we
I
saw
love
tonight,
it.
though, with the Tower of Joy.
Yeah,
it
that is
wasn't
true.
really as noble as we thought it was. That's a good
No.
point. That's a good point.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
But yeah, they cut us off right before we got that satisfaction.
We were all like, is it good? And you
We
heard
knew it
the
was gonna
baby
happen. We were
crying
so
from
mad.
the tower.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Like last week I said like they're not going to tell her Joy next episode, even though they teased us like they're not going to do it. They're
We
not
didn't hear a
gonna do it.
baby
So, like,
cry, but
listen,
we didn't hear.
here's my
we heard
thing.
screaming.
Leanna cry.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. So during that scene, Bran is like, I want to follow him up there, and like the old guy, three-eyed Raven, is like, no, you can't. If you stay too long,
Never come back.
you'll never come back. But then like they cut later to the tree, and Bran's like, I don't want to be here forever, dude. And he's like, dude, you won't be, but you have to know everything first. And it's like, why won't you let him watch it?
That guy he's the embodiment of George R. R. Martin within Game of Thrones.
He's
I'll
like,
be sure
you
to
gotta
slow
know
this
it all,
down a
but you
little bit."
can't know it right
Are
now.
there
Take a nap first.
Are there any theories for who the three-eyed Raven is?
Um,
Because he specifically mentioned, I've been here for 1,000 years. Who in the past was there for 1,000 years? Because part of me thought Bran the Builder.
a lot of people think
Yeah.
it's Bran the Builder. You know,
Which
there's
is
a lot of
just
a lot
awesome.
of theories out there. I think.
It
Who knows
probably
at this
doesn't
point?
matter.
Yeah, I
but
think
it was
it's-
just so
Some
specific. I
people
was like,
think it's what's his name? Benjen Stark.
No.
But Benjen Stark hasn't been there
That's
1,000
one thing.
years. That would be very bizarre.
Where the hell's Benjen? I miss him. I liked him a lot.
Where's
And, like,
Cold Hands?
the two
Where's
M's-
Gendry? Where's Braun?
Come on.
Braun. It's two M's.
Come on.
Bronn? Yeah, where is Bronn?
He's hanging out with his wife in his castle,
I bet.
which is what I would be doing
Where's
in this
Do you
world.
think
Littlefinger?
Jamie followed through on that? So he's like, I'll get you a prettier wife and a bigger castle, blah, 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 blah.
That's true.
I wonder if he did that.
That's true.
So, moving on. The wall.
Yeah, speaking
The
of Bran the
wall.
Builder, we're
Yeah.
at the wall.
We are at the
Ooh,
wall. This
the
is our
wall was
final
good.
destination. Because I feel like this definitely had the most in it.
Yes.
I think a lot of it is just because like John's back.
Yeah.
We got
This is John's season.
yeah.
This
I hope
is.
it is.
Ooh.
Which I am excited for. You know what? There's a lot of people who, you know, Taylor's not here, but Taylor would be one of these people who think that John's boring and blah blah blah. But you know what? I actually really like
Oh,
John.
because he's not like an old murderous old man.
or a witch.
Or a witch.
They love each
Love
other.
Sorry,
Taylor.
Taylor, love you.
No, the John stuff is good this episode. It started off a little bit slow. Like Davos is basically like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I, being a hater of the whole Jon Snow coming back thing, it's not a hater of I'm not a hater of Jon Snow. I'm just a hater of like ultimate satisfaction.
And
Like
you
I like to be surprised, and I kind of hated that for the last year. Everyone was like, "He's coming back. He's coming back." I'm like, "Shut up! Just let me enjoy it."
Yeah.
You know,
You
just
also
let
don't
me
like the
be
fact that like it
surprised.
cheapens death.
Yeah, I don't like that. I do like Jon Snow generally, so like I'm happy that he's back. Am I happy the way he came back? Not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship between Davos and John or at least now, reminds me of. It's kind of like just from all he's seen within like the past 3 years or so. I don't know really time frame.
Yeah.
You know, they
No
don't
one
know.
does.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's all happened in 1 month. He's got this perspective of like, I don't know what's going on anymore, and it kind of reminds me of the two cops from Lethal Weapon. Like, Davos is Danny Glover, and he's just like, man, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I guess I'll just stick around, you know? and Jon Snow's like, yeah, I'm gonna let the wildness pass the wall. I'm gonna do this, and then it's just, Davos is gonna say, I'm getting too old for this, man.
Now I'm just gonna imagine Danny Glover
great.
as Davos every time I watch it.
That is like what I want now, buddy cop.
one day from
See,
retirement.
and that's not my impersonation of Danny Glover. That's my impersonation of Mac from Always Sunny's impersonation.
That's
So
good.
I'm not trying to
old
be, I'm not trying to do anything there. It's somebody else's
Oh,
problem.
that's great.
Wonderful.
Really, the highlight of the entire episode is probably the end of the wall.
So
Yeah.
who are we kicking off the show to have Philly here permanently, right? Because like nobody else thought of that comment.
I know.
I'm just in awe of that. I'm just like that's
I'm
a
like,
good
can we just
comedy
add
gold.
more to the couch? We have to get a bigger section on top.
We could get a riser in the back.
That's the throne.
Another
Whoever's talking
large
is gonna be on
gray
the throne.
couch.
Well, the iron couch and then like the whole
The
cabinet
bronze
of
stool.
the iron
No.
couch.
The small council.
Yeah, the small. That's what I was looking for.
Okay,
But yeah,
so-
the end of the episode was really satisfying.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
So Dolores Ed seemed very suspicious of Jon Snow, and that maybe it isn't quite
Wait.
Jon Snow.
Wait. Has someone's name this whole time been Dolores?
Well, that's
It's a
his nickname. That's
Oh.
his nickname. It's
I was like,
it's
have I
like
not
Uncle
known that someone's name is Dolores?
I don't know why they call him Dolores, because part of me is like, is that a name? I know it's a person's name, it's an actual name, but does it mean something else where it's like,
It's like a
it's old, he's Dolores. I don't get that,
I think it's just like
It's a-
it's like the whole Night's Watch Brotherhood is like, oh, woman, you're weak.
Yeah.
The whole mentality
Yeah.
that whole mentality.
Anyway,
Frat bros. I
yeah.
mean, the Night's Watch is kind of just a frat.
So we see Jon basically murder.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was so satisfying because, like,
I feel like
He, like-
murder is like kind of a
That's
harsh
execution.
Execute.
Yeah.
Execute
Okay.
is what
Serve
I would say.
He had them
Justice.
all like lined up on the ropes, and I was like, is he gonna swing the sword? Oh yeah, just like Ned taught him. And then when he did it, I was like,
So it didn't really confirm or deny the fact
Yes.
that Jon isn't who he is, because it was something Jon would have done.
Yeah, we actually had this conversation.
Yes.
I'm
I think
fervently
that-
very
I
affected
thought
by
that it wasn't.
it. It's John.
I feel like John would just like let them out to the wilderness and be like,
Uh,
screw you,
I
like.
think that's up
I
for
think-
debate, but I personally I agree with Andrew that Jon
I agree with
would
Andrew
have
also.
done.
He
Yeah,
would have killed them.
he would have done it either way.
After the whole thing with the wildlings and stuff like that, and that whole experience of him getting captured and having to kill out there, like, I think that he has reached the point in which he knows what he has to do. And he's also coming into his own just as an older man. Like, and that's kind of this whole thing, like, kill the boy,
That's
become
what I was
the
just
man.
gonna
Yeah,
mention.
kill
I
the
was-
boy, become the man.
I
Kill the
was really
boy.
surprised that
Kill the boy.
they revealed at the wall that he was alive. I thought they were gonna probably try to keep him under wraps.
Like smuggle
for a few
him out.
episodes. Yeah. And no, they were like, he's back.
Yeah, he like struts
And-
out. He's like,
Yeah. And can we talk about
You know
can we
what,
talk
yeah,
about Big Red and Jon Snow's like,
Yeah,
romance.
let's see the
reunion. I wanted them to run together like in a field
Don't
of flowers.
say that. Tumblr will make it
And, like,
happen.
There's already made it
Sorry.
happen. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I wanted like
But
Big
yeah.
Red, Tormund Giantsbane for those who are trying to keep up.
he's Big Red to us.
He's
Yeah.
Big Red.
And-
Or the Wyndham Hotel.
That's going to be another thing that we add down here. Big Red equals Tormund.
Yeah. But Big Red and John, I just wanted them to like run together and like embrace.
That
They
would be
embraced.
beautiful.
But
They did
They talked about
embrace.
John's penis a little bit.
Yeah,
They
he's
did.
like,
It was
I know
so
that you're not
smart.
a god
Guys,
because your
like,
penis is
He
too
talks
small.
about his penis.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, to be fair, Big Red always talks about how
he
pretty
looked for
John
it though.
is.
He looked for it.
Okay, so none of this is even like the craziest part yet, though. So after the
What's the craziest
executions,
part?
when John
Oh.
takes off his giant
The Lord's Commander cloak.
Lord's Commander cloak, gives it to Dolores,
Which, come on. Like,
and he's like,
out of everybody in the Night's Watch, Dolores.
Deuces.
he's like, do what you want. I don't care. Burn it, wear it, whatever. I'm out. Deuces,
And
whatever.
quits the Night's Watch. Which is something he's
he
tried
says,
doing before.
What does he say? My watch is done.
My watch
He
is
says
ended.
deuces.
Yeah.
he says deuces.
Deuces.
So John's gone. He's leaving the wall.
John's gone.
But where's he going? Do you think?
He's taking those wildlings. He's going straight to Winterfell.
You think so?
Hell yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Without
he'll
doubt.
probably try to unite all the other houses that don't like.
most definitely.
He's going. I feel like he might stop by Manderley.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Harper.
Robin Aaron was previewed.
He
Yes.
was, but
But who cares? Like,
yeah.
First of all,
what is he gonna do? He's malnourished now. He doesn't have any food source.
He is in somebody's Deadpool, which brings me to our
maybe
next
like
point. Should we
he's
go
just
into
gonna.
Deadpool?
Nah.
Wait a minute. We haven't even talked about the dead faces. Like after everybody got
Oh,
home,
no.
and it was just great because I hate Alistair Thorne with a passion.
I hate Ollie.
And Ollie, they just had great.
That
Yeah.
was my biggest regret, is not see, like, we got to see Alistair die, which is great.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Alistair's the worst. I wanted to see his face when he saw that Jon Snow was back.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
gosh.
could have
Yeah.
skipped over that, which I was disappointed about.
That's
but-
like really what I wanted. Like for John to like walk into the prison room
Yeah.
and like just to see his face like
What I wanted,
WTF.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him like have like the treasoners like scattered throughout Castle Black, and him going from like room to room and finding them and like having the other guys take them,
grab
like,
them.
yeah, like have
You
them
know-
see that John's alive, and be like, what the hell, and
D.B.
like have them
Weiss
grab them.
and David Benioff. If you're
Hire me.
watching,
Yeah,
See, that
Andrew and I are
actually-
English majors.
that actually could have been a cool scene though. Like intense music, John like walking really fastly, like pointing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
But
yeah,
like
they're
at
going-
the same time, I feel like that would have confirmed he was going to the dark side.
no, I mean he's.
That's a pretty dark thing to do.
Do it.
But it's all implied that that's what happened when they
no,
all got
I feel
flung.
like it's implied that it was a little bit gentler than that. You know, he could just be like, "Get the traitors,"
Yeah.
doing typical Jon Snow
Yeah.
weird voice.
Overall,
I
good episode.
Yeah.
I think I liked the last episode a little bit more. But
I like this episode.
I don't know, man. This season as a whole has just been
It's
like
been intense.
solid.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
Like the Key and Peele skate, you know, kills. Like,
That's
it's
what I
just-
like. Is they're like
one after
killing
another.
someone each episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
More than one person.
Yeah.
But despite that, I don't think we had anybody get a point this
You're wrong.
episode.
I did.
Emily did.
Oh, you did get one. I forgot.
Alistair
You had Alistair.
Thorpe.
Yeah.
What's his name?
So
That's
yeah,
how we
the
call- that's
score
what we call
currently
it.
stands at Emily 1,
David
Dan,
one.
Dan 1, and David 1.
Yeah.
So
I just went off of feelings.
Philly will
Once
constantly
Tom
be at
dies,
zero.
the game just changes.
I actually didn't put Tom
Yeah.
because I thought it was a cheap point.
I don't care.
That's the type of
That's
points
what
that
they
I
do.
like.
So before the season started, we all picked 3 people we thought we would die throughout the
Gotcha.
season, and we had to actually see them die.
Okay.
Like based off the Deadpool in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So we currently have 3 people with points. 2 people scored last week with Bruce Bolton, and Emily scored with Thorne.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thorne.
Because if somebody's picked, they're off the board, right? No.
No, well,
No.
like
So
no.
so if somebody's got Cersei, I could double up and say I
Yeah,
picked Cersei.
Yes.
because both David and Dan last week had Bruce.
Yeah. You can choose whoever you want,
Yeah,
regardless
we'll have
of
to
who
Let's
it is.
say
about
Philly
this
could
one.
throw up 2
Yeah.
of the Deadpool.
Yeah.
You know, since the season's already done a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want
Yeah.
to throw up another 2, we can add
Yeah.
them next episode.
You know what's crazy is
Yeah.
like, based off of the projected timeline of the next few seasons, we only have about 20 episodes left.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like that, but I know it
I-
has to
I
happen.
like it.
I'm
I
not
do too.
okay.
20
Aww.
episodes is a lot. Like everything
20
that's
episodes is
happened
a lot.
in the
That's
last
20
3
hours.
But
episodes.
listen.
Okay, we are.
I heard that they might be making like a series for what is it? A Song of Fire and Ice, like the whole pre this timeline, like
Like
all the
Robert's
Targaryens,
Like
The
a
Rob-
prequel
everything.
sort
the
of
Roberts.
thing
Yeah,
to it.
I've
Yeah.
heard that might be in talks.
George R. R. Martin wants a
That'd be
prequel, or like a spin-off series, yeah.
He does, of course he does.
Yeah.
I would be very
And,
okay
like-
He's
with
not selling
that.
books anymore.
If you think about it like this too, Emily, if we have around 20 episodes left, that's roughly like 10 movies. And the last episode is going to be extra long too.
Well, the last episode of this season I think is 1 hour and 16 minutes.
But
Oh,
the one at the end, like the very last episode, they're saying is going to be almost like movie length.
But I'm talking about like this season.
If
I
they
know.
focus, get the series done, and George R. R. Martin focuses and gets his books done, I don't care what else they do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I would love
that's
a
fine.
Robert's Rebellion show.
It would
I
be
think
cool.
that'd be really
It'd
good.
be
Just
fine.
do-
They
Just
could
2
get
seasons, that's it.
Neil Patrick Stark again. That'd be great.
But yeah, as a final like review, good episode.
Good.
Very
I give
good.
it
What
a.
would we give this one?
I give it a 4 out of 7 stars.
Okay.
Starks.
Starks.
Yeah.
4 out of 7
I was
Starks.
very pleased, and sometimes I am hard to please. So
I don't believe in numbers or rating systems, so I liked it.
Whoa.
It
how
got
do
better.
you not believe in like numbers or rating systems?
It's all arbitrary. like-
English major.
I don't believe in
Yeah.
grading, man.
I mean, I think it's all arbitrary. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it was 80% better than, because like a 50% should be average. So if I gave it 5 out of 10, people are like, oh, you hate it. No, it was an average episode. I'm not saying I would give it that. I just think that the numbers and rating system is very broken.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
It was-
all I'm saying is I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought last week's was better.
I thought it was slow to begin.
Yes, it was.
It was
was a
slow,
little slow.
and I was kind of like, oh god, is this going to just be one of
They
those
talked
episodes?
about that in
you
the
know?
kind of after episode.
They
How
did.
they didn't do
Yeah.
a lot of dialogue in the beginning. I didn't think that was a good idea. I kind of wondered.
I thought it was
what
alright.
going
I
on.
thought it was
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you guys disagree.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
maybe you would need to see it side by side because sometimes you don't know if something's good or bad until you see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
And wrapping up here, I'm sorry I look like hell. Thomas and I drove 12 hours today and came home and then did this. So, we were pretty tired. We got married.
Yeah.
No one murdered us. Like, it was.
Yeah, no one died.
Yeah,
at
I
our
couldn't get
wedding.
off work to come play
You
Rain
guys
Cast
didn't hear.
I put that on a playlist.
Oh my god!
No, he did. He was like, I made a small playlist. So it was like all like nice songs and then like the Reigns of Cast.
Oh my gosh.
I made my mom's playlist, or Jessica made my mom's playlist for her wedding, and we put on Danger Zone just as a joke. It was the first song that came on shuffle. And it was perfect.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live long and prosper.
Yeah, we'll see you next week on the Iron Couch.
Like,
Yes.
comment, subscribe, check out the website, give us a like on Facebook. You guys know the drill by this point.
Yep.
And thanks to Philly.
Yeah, thanks, Philly.
Thanks to Philly
Yeah.
for joining. Everybody
Come
give
back
Philly a
anytime
little
you
round
want,
of
Philly.
applause.
I'm coming.
I'm gonna throw him back in the ditch. We'll get him when we need him.
Sounds good. That's like where he goes. That's just like his home. You just pull him out sometimes.
I look like Swamp Thing whenever they pull me out.
Alright.
Alright, see you later, guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
Deuces.
Tuesday.
I was like, you know what? 2 years ago, Black Widow wouldn't have been on there.
No.
Quicksilver would have been. And it's because of the backlash from all the toys and stuff, of people being mad that they're kicking out Black Widow from the toys and all the publicity. And you know what? Awesome.
Good for you.
Keep
Yeah,
it up.
That's kind of how I feel
Give
too.
me a
is
Black
it's
Widow
like,
movie.
Yes.